For those of you, particularly white people like myself, who are asking what can I do to help, I made this video to be a starting point in what you can do and what I can do to help end racial injustice. I've been watching a lot of videos and reading a lot, and in this research I want to share and spread the resources that I've found thus far. Everything, of course, will be linked in the description bar down below. Donating. If you have the financial means to help donate, there are a multitude of organizations that need our help. Be mindful too of who you are donating to, because there are despicable people out there right now that are taking advantage of this situation, and they are posing as one thing, but instead they are just taking the money for themselves, so do your research. If you don't have the means to donate right now, which I know a lot of people don't because we are still in the middle of a pandemic, there are still a lot of things that you can do. In the description box is a playlist of videos that you can watch here on YouTube for free, and the money made from the AdSense will be dispersed to various organizations. Now, keep in mind when you watch these videos, remember to turn off your ad block if you have that. Don't skip around in the videos, let them play all the way through. Don't play them on repeat either. Instead, watch it all the way through, watch 5 other separate videos, then come back onto YouTube, type in the search bar a specific video, click it, and watch it from there. And also don't forget to engage by commenting, liking, and sharing the videos. Speaking of YouTube, support Black content creators, but please only subscribe to people that you genuinely want to watch and that you genuinely want to engage with. Subscribing for the sake of subscribing to artificially boost someone's subscriber count, it only does more harm than good in the long run. Don't just subscribe to people out of guilt or because it is popular or trendy right now to subscribe to Black content creators. Just don't. Now, to help with this, Seiji at The Artisan Geek, she has a page on her blog that will help you find both Black content creators and a multitude of other diverse creators here on BookTube. From what I can tell, Seiji has had this page up for months. Continuing in free ways that you can help, petitions. There are so many petitions out there that you can sign and share. If you are able to go to protests, please follow these tips that were provided by U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's team. I also have a link below on how to safely protest if you wear a hijab. Voting. Voting in your local elections are just as important as voting for who the next president is going to be. Never ever let anyone say or convince you that voting doesn't matter. It sure as hell does. The mindset that your vote doesn't matter is exactly the kind of thing that people in power want you to think. It is propaganda bullshit. Your vote matters. Your voice matters. It may not always feel like it, but it does. Over on Twitter, Victoria Alexander, an anti-racist researcher, has compiled an anti-racist reading list. I encourage you all, if you are wanting to purchase books not only by Black authors, but any kind of literature, purchase books from Black-owned businesses and publishers. There is a link down below of where to start on that, and that is an opportunity right there as well, and that is the importance of supporting Black-owned businesses, not just in the short term, but in the long term. Keep in mind, if you don't have the means to buy books right now, don't forget about borrowing from your local libraries. I'm sure right now a lot of libraries are still closed, but don't forget that you can always borrow ebooks and audiobooks from your library's website. On the website called medium.com, there is an article titled 75 Things White People Can Do for Racial Justice. One of the many things on this list is to not stay silent when your friends or your family are doing or saying something racist. Call them out. Racism is taught from the moment we are born, particularly here in the US. Our society was built and has continued to exist on the foundation of racism and oppression. That's just the reality. This is something we must all unlearn, our racism, the biases, every day for the rest of our lives. I want to reiterate that this fight against systemic racism and oppression of Black people and people of color is for the rest of our lives. This doesn't and won't end next week, next month, or by the end of the year. Keep fighting.